Hi, and welcome to the Geeky Boomer. I am PixelPia, your host, and today we're going to talk about safe online spaces for women. In my last episode, I went over statistics about harassment that women can be subjected to online. And if you want that as a background before you listen to today's episode, I have that linked in the description. But as I said, today we are going to be more positive and talk about safe online spaces for women. And let's start to talk about why these spaces are important. They can provide a supportive environment where women can engage in online activities without fear of harassment or discrimination. And let me go over some of the key aspects of creating safe online spaces. A safe place is highly moderated and have clear guidelines for behavior, which can help women to feel safer and more included. Online communities that represent marginalized groups can provide a sense of belonging and support. Safe online spaces should be available to all women, regardless of their background or level of digital literacy. Online spaces with a specific focus can create a unique and inclusive environment where women can feel valued and contribute to the conversation. Online spaces that affirm women's identities and experiences can provide a sense of validation and support. Creating safe online spaces for women is not an easy task, but a necessary one. When women feel safe and included online, they are more likely to engage in online activities and contribute to the digital economy. On the other hand, online violence against women can force them out of the digital space and have far-reaching consequences. Therefore, it is important to foster safe online spaces for women to ensure that they can participate fully in the digital world. A safe online space for women can be defined as a digital environment where women can engage, interact, and express themselves without fear of harassment, discrimination, or violence. These spaces are designed to foster a sense of security, inclusivity, and empowerment, allowing them to fully participate in online activities and communities. And there are some key characteristics of safe online spaces for women. The first one is security. These spaces often incorporate features that help combat violence against women and girls, such as emergency support functions. Another key factor is accessibility. Safe online spaces should be accessible to all women, regardless of their background or level of digital literacy. They should facilitate access to information and services in a way that is safe, culturally appropriate, and accessible. Another important key factor is support. Safe online spaces are places where women can seek support to fully develop their qualities and overcome gender barriers. They often include resources and community support to help women navigate challenges. Effective moderation is crucial in maintaining the safety and integrity of these spaces. Moderators play a key role in managing these spaces, ensuring that they remain respectful and inclusive. Safe online spaces often aim to empower women by providing platforms for them to share their experiences, knowledge, and ideas. For instance, some spaces are dedicated to women entrepreneurs, providing them with a platform to share information on business, startups, and support communication between women who do some similar work. However, it is important to note that creating safe online spaces for women is not just about implementing security measures or moderation policies. It also involves challenging and changing the underlying societal norms and attitudes that contribute to online violence and harassment against women. This includes addressing the spread of misogynistic myths and misinformation, as well as advocating for women's rights and gender equality. Several initiatives and movements have successfully created safer online environments for women. And here are a few examples. Links to all of these will be in the description. The Empowering Internet Safety Guide for Women. This guide aims to empower women to navigate the internet without fear by discussing common occurrences of harassment and providing tips and advice on how women can take control. We also have a youth guide to end online gender-based violence. This guide aims to deconstruct online gender-based violence and educate people about the issue, making the internet safer for women and girls. ThoughtWorks. This company supported the Ignite International Girls Hackathon, a global technology competition aimed at girls aged 11 to 23 to develop apps and websites that help create and promote safe spaces for women. United Nations Women's Safe Cities and Safe Public Spaces for Women and Girls. This global initiative works with local and national governments, UN agencies, and other partners to develop, implement, and evaluate comprehensive approaches to prevent and respond to sexual harassment against women and girls in public spaces. And we have Shaney's Do-It-Yourself Online Safety Guide for Women. This guide helps women be more aware of the safety risks they face online and provides practical advice on how to protect themselves. These initiatives demonstrates the power of technology, collaboration, and education in creating safer online environments for women. By addressing the unique challenges women face online, these movements contribute to fostering a more inclusive and empowering digital landscape for all. The current landscape of online spaces presents unique challenges for women, including issues of harassment, privacy concerns, and gender-based discrimination. In this video, I will just very short go over what the risks are. But if you want this in more detail, I recommend that you listen to my last episode. Women are more likely, according to a study by Pew Research Center, to report having been sexually harassed online than men. This harassment can take many forms: physical threats, sustained harassment over a long period of time, and sexual harassment. The impact can be devastating, leading to emotional, physiological, and physical harm. It can also force women out of the digital space, with far-reaching consequences, such as impeding their work and contributing to their exclusion from the digital economy. Data privacy is another serious issue that can lead to loss of financial information, discrimination, and other adverse effects. Women have the right to their own data and should be aware of how they can protect it. The privacy paradox, which refers to the fact that while people want to safeguard their privacy online, they end up sharing a lot, is particularly relevant for women. The consequences of privacy breaches can be different and potentially more severe for women, including issues like cyberstalking and surveillance. The digital landscape is far from being a safe and empowering place for women and girls. Despite these challenges, women around the world are using online spaces to actively change the gender narrative and amplify their protests against oppressive regimes or social norms. However, much needs to be done to improve the digital landscape for women, including improving tools, educating users, and facilitating a positive transformation. And when we're talking about safe places for women online, we can't forget about social media platforms. Social media platforms and community moderators play a crucial role in safeguarding the online experience for women. And let's take a look at some of the responsibilities and actions of social media platforms. Platforms like this must create and enforce clear policies that defines unacceptable behavior, including harassment, doxing, stalking, and threats of violence. These policies should be communicated transparently to all users. They also need robust and user-friendly reporting systems. Users should be able to report abuse easily and be confident that their reports will be taken seriously. Upon receiving reports of abuse or harassment, platforms need to act swiftly to investigate and address the issue. This may involve warnings to the offending user, suspending accounts, or working with law enforcement in severe cases. The social media platforms should also implementing technological solutions. For example, AI and machine learning tools can help identify and mitigate abusive behavior before it reaches the independent target. These technologies can flag harmful content, which can then be reviewed by human moderators. And of course, social media companies can provide resources and education to help women protect themselves online, such as information on managing privacy settings and understanding their digital footprint. And before we leave this topic about what can be done, let's talk about community monitors and community moderators and what they can do. Moderators ensure that all participants adhere to the community guidelines. They are responsible for removing content that violates these standards and addressing the behavior of the members. Moderators can foster a positive culture by promoting respectful interactions and supporting victims of harassment. This includes highlighting model behavior and setting the tone for the community engagement. Moderators can build trust within the community by being visible, approachable, and consistent in their actions. Trust encourages users to report issues and believe that their concerns will be addressed. Moderators need to be trained continuously on the evolving nature of an online abuse and the best practices for handling sensitive situations. This can include learning about the latest digital threats and how to combat them. Moderators can work with community members to understand their concerns and experiences better. This collaboration can lead to more effective strategies for maintaining safety and can empower users to take an active role in shaping their community. In summary, social media platforms and community moderators are the gatekeepers of online interactions. Their role is to create and maintain environments where women can participate freely and without fear by setting and upholding standards, providing the tools and education needed for self-protection, and fostering a culture of respect and support. They can significantly impact the safety and well-being of women online. And before we talk a little bit about what can be done if you are a victim of harassment online, let me show you how to create, for example, a Facebook group. And we will also talk a little bit about how to create the environment of this Facebook group to be safe and inclusive. So here we are in my Facebook page and I am logged into my account. To create a group, I just click on groups and create a new group. And let's call it the Geeky Boomer. So I give it a name. I choose privacy, and in this case I want it to be a group for members only, so I chose private. And here under visible you can choose if people can find the group and apply for membership, or if you want it only members can find the group. In this case I'm gonna put hidden, but if I were trying to start and create a group where I wanted people to find it, I would choose visible. But in this case we choose hidden, and I can send one-time group invitations to people that are following my page. I'm not gonna do this now, and we click create. Now we have over here finish setting up your group. Invite people to join. I will not do that in this instant. I can add a cover photo. I think I have to do this one. Okay, I can add a description, and here we have the description. So let's save that. So let's go to the home here and let's take a look at the about, learn more. Here, see more. And here we have all the rules I just wrote on here. I am the creator and the admin. I also need to have a group of people I trust that are willing to be moderators in this group. And under admin assist here, I can also get help. Under group settings, I can go in and set up some color, web addressing, managing membership, who can join, decide if you can post anonymously and set up words that's not accepted and so forth. And at the bottom here in the left hand side we have a help center where you can find all the articles about groups. And we also have the community hub, which is almost like blog posts about how you can improve your community on Facebook. Before we go into talking about what happens after you have started a group, how you can improve on it and what's important in this case, I also wanted you to see how you can find other groups. I'm under groups, I go to discover and I can search for female encouragement and see what comes up. Women's Encouragement is a private group. Encouragement, motivation, and reminders that you are not alone. You find lots of groups. So Facebook groups is a place where you can find or start your own secure, safe place. So now we have created a group on Facebook. There are a few things that are important to create the environment we want this to become. First of all, have active admins and moderators. Make sure that there is always an active admin, and make sure that the admins are people that aligns with your vision if you are creating this. Facebook have proactive detections tools that you can use and set up. For example, words that are not allowed and other rules. And remember, your rules for your group must also align with Facebook's community standards. If your group gets taken down by Facebook for policy violations, you will not be able to create a new group. Of course, this is a discussion for groups and communities everywhere, not just Facebook. So let's talk in a little bit more general terms. Make sure you have clear rules for your group, whether it's on Facebook or any other online space. Clear guidelines for behavior within the group, for conduct, for how to report if something is not right. Also, be selective when you add members. On Facebook, you can set up that they have to answer a couple of questions before you let them into your group. You can go and check out their profiles, because everybody in a group on Facebook must have a profile on Facebook. Make sure as well as you can that they align with the group's overall purpose. Post regularly with reminders about how this group works, and be a good role model for other members in the group. Remember that creating an active, safe space online is an ongoing process and requires vigilance and proactive management. So now I want to hear from you. Do you have any examples of safe spaces for women that you utilize? If so, I have on my community tab here on YouTube a question where you can share your favorite safe spaces online. Or you can just email me at PixelPia@geekyboomer.com. And I will make sure that I share those spaces both here on YouTube and on my website, thegeekyboomer.com. There are a lot that still needs to be done to create safe spaces, especially for women. And next episode, I will try and focus on the younger generation, on girls, young girls, and how we that are a little older and maybe a little bit more experienced can help young girls to understand what they can do when it comes to cybersecurity. It will be an episode where we talk about how to encourage young women and girls to be an important part of the online space. And if that sounds like something you are interested in, or if you have a story to share on the topic, use the comments down below after you hit the little subscribe button. And I hope to see you back here next week. Until then, bye.